Hey, everybody. I was a little late on the trigger there. My bad. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Happy Hobbit Day. It's Hobbit Day, guys. How about that? It's always fun to celebrate our Middle Earthian holidays together. We've actually got a lot to chat about today. I was kind of surprised when I started getting things together for this stream. There's actually quite a bit that's happened in the last couple days here. Um, well, it is Hobbit Day. I don't usually do this on streams, but since you guys say 94% of you right now, I hope you hit a like for this, by the way. I'm gonna read a little bit from The Hobbit. I've got my new Tolkien Illustrated edition here. And I know there's a lot of people I saw posting, they read from like the birthday party, which is appropriate and everything. But I kind of like how the book ends. So I'm gonna read the end of the book when Bilbo's safe and back home after his oh, sorry. If I'm a little laggy, guys, sorry. I've been having some internet issues. Hopefully that'll stabilize here. All right. So I'm gonna read a little bit from the end of The Hobbit here. All right. Sorry, has it got back? You guys hearing me okay? Let me know in the chat. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and read this. Hopefully it doesn't cut out like crazy on you guys. Okay. So this is at the very end when Balin and Bilbo and Gandalf are hanging out in Bag End. So it's just a little bit. I'm going to try to hit voices. Usually I have a lot of takes to do this. So I'm going to try to just freestyle it here. So the new master is of a wiser kind, said Balin, and very popular, for, of course, he gets most of the credit for the present prosperity. They are making songs which say that in his day the rivers run with gold. Then the prophecies of the old songs have turned out to be true, after a fashion, said Bilbo. Of course, said Gandalf, and why should they not prove true? Surely you don't disbelieve the prophecies because you had a hand in bringing them about yourself. You don't really suppose, do you, that all your adventures and escapes were managed by mere luck, just for your sole benefit? You are a very fine person, Mr. Baggins, and I am very fond of you. But you are only quite a little fellow in a wide world, after all. Thank goodness, said Bilbo, laughing, and handed him the tobacco jar. There we go. So just a little bit of reading. All right. So Hobbit Day. Happy Hobbit Day, everybody. First up, the biggest news of the day. Is we've got a new video game coming out. Tales of the Shire. So I'm going to play this. I'm not going to play the audio. You guys will have the link in the chat for you guys, but it's a very simple teaser trailer, but we've got a hobbit, presumably, or someone doodling a hobbit here. Very hobbity setup, except for the headphones. So yeah, not a whole lot to go on, but we know it's coming in 2024. I've seen a lot of people post online that they're anticipating this to be like Animal Crossing, which I haven't tried before. I'm going to try something with my internet here, guys. You can't see the video. Oh. Okay. Is that any better? Okay. We'll go with this. Yeah, so we have a few, I think we can maybe catch a few things in the video here. So we've got some sketches of Hobbit holes. Oh, we've got like a laptop with some stickers over here too. It kind of looks like, I don't know, is that a scarecrow maybe? And some food? Looks like a bowl. Ivy bush, green dragon, Bywater. Got some Shire locales. So yeah, there's not a whole lot to go off here. I've seen a lot of people really pumped about it because it was described as cozy, and I could go for a mellow game where we're just having fun in the Shire. The quest for the silver spoons. Yeah, I think it should be. I know you said the rest of the silver spoons. I think it should be the quest of the silver spoons. All right. So that is from Wētā and Private Division, coming in 2024. I'm gonna take that release date with a grain of sand because having followed a number of video games over the years, I don't usually take video game release dates all that seriously until they, really get close. So we'll see. Sometime in 2024. Your cozy Hobbit life awaits was the kind of the tagline that they used in their tweets and stuff. All right. So with that, one of the other big things from yesterday and today was more Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings cards. First off, I thought it would be fun. I just got in the mail my Secret Lair Bakshi cards. So I thought, why not just open these up here on the stream? So I'm going to pull up my second camera here. There we go. And we'll just check these out together. All right. Yeah, we get a little mini unboxing. Okay, so I'll admit, I don't have the same nostalgia for the Bakshi film as a lot of folks do. I didn't grow up with it, but it's kind of cool that they have this kind of homage to the Bakshi era. So there we have Slip on the Ring, Frodo looking through the ring. Gandalf, Friend of the Shire. And these are cards that exist in the regular deck. They just did them with alternate Bakshi art. Mirror of Galadriel. And Shire Terrace. There we go. And it has a bonus one in the back here, which is Grima Wormtongue. There we go. All right. Grima Wormtongue. And then we've got Éowyn and Theoden in the picture too. There. So yeah, there you go. There's the Bakshi Secret Lair cards. Now, there was a lot of cards revealed today that folks were assuming were part of Secret Lair because they have this psychedelic poster look to them, but they're not. They're part of the new release that's coming out in November. So let's get into this. Another topic, just to tease you guys a little bit. So we're going to go over these magic cards. We'll talk about them a little bit. And then we've got a couple other news items dealing with Amazon. Yeah. So we'll talk about that too. All right. First up. Here we go. Oh, that's not how I wanted to present. There we go. Now we're cooking. Okay. The One Ring says, I got 3 boxes with the Secret Lair. Are they all the same? That's a good question. Yes, they are all the same. Like if you have the Secret Lair box, you get those 5 cards. You might have gotten the foil versus the standard. What I showed you there was just the regular edition of the card. So you might have gotten the foil, but they are the same 5. So you'll have the Grima card on the back on all those. All right, so these come in the Jumpstart boosters. So the Jumpstarts, for those who aren't familiar, you can basically take 2 packs of Jumpstarts, shuffle them together, and then play a game. It has all the cards you need, including land cards, to play a game. And then these are, I can't remember what they call these, but they're kind of like throw-in cards that come with the Jumpstarts. Whenever I've played, I've just used them for whatever tokens I need, like if I need an army or something like that. Yeah. So there's that. And then there are some new regular edition cards that aren't like alternate art or anything. Minas Tirith Garrison, that was one that I revealed in a YouTube short, and then also on Instagram and Twitter. Revealed that yesterday. We've got Eagle of Deliverance, so we got a nice shot of Frodo and Sam getting rescued by Gwaihir. And we've got flavor text, which is, part of one of the most emotional moments of Return of the King. Just a small snippet. And then we've got Warg Rider. Some pretty cool art there. I like that one. Riders of the Mark. That was actually another one that I revealed yesterday. And then Mirkwood Channeler. That's probably one of the ones that made me raise my eyebrows a little bit, just because the magic is so like, I don't know. It's very prominent, which is more than you usually see. And it talks about the dark things of Mirkwood. So these are ones that you can also find in the jump starts, and I think you can also get them in the collector booster. Yeah, it's all very new. They just announced these a few hours ago. So, all right. So this was a card that came out a while back, and it's got this parchment effect, parchment treatment, which is kind of cool. So this is the Denethor one, which has been up for a while, and I excuse me, I remember looking and seeing the number was 649, because I can't remember exactly, but I think the regular set goes up to like 400 or somewhere around there. So I had a feeling there was a lot more cards coming in it. It looks like there are quite a few more cards coming. So then today they revealed, this is Arwen, Mortal Queen, with the same treatment, the parchment. And then we got a whole slew more. Red King asks, are the new cards in all Magic sets now? So these are the ones that I'm showing right now, these special treatments and stuff. They will be part of the holiday release, which is coming in November. It's November 3rd. So these won't be in ones like if you go into a store right now, you won't be able to get like this card yet. It's not until November. Here we have the epic Bill the Pony. Frodo, Galadriel, and Merry. Is that her rookie card? Okay, so Angel, I'm gonna correct you on something because I don't know if the parchment ones they might be in jump starts, but you're not like I know for a fact that the parchments are in the collector boosters. So it was just the earlier ones that were jump starts. Got Gimli. Always love the dwarf cards. The One Ring card, people will be going nuts for that one. That one's getting played a lot. You see, we're in the 700s. Like, there's quite a few new cards based on the numbering. Rosie Cotton. Orcish Bowmasters. For those of you who aren't familiar with Magic, this card is another one that has been very popular. Legolas and Aragorn. Now here, this is probably my favorite of the parchment treatment lineup, the Nazgul. I managed to collect all the Nazgul from the original run, and dang it, now I'm going to try to do it all over again because these are pretty dope. I really like the Nazgul. I love that they did 9 distinct designs for the Nazgul. That was already cool, but man, these look dope. Fun story. At Comic-Con, I actually had Jed Brophy sign a Nazgul Magic card. Which one is Kamul? That's a good question. Let's try to find Kamul. See, I thought maybe Kamul would be this one with the curved blade. Seems like an Easterling inspired blade, perhaps. Or maybe this one right here. Yeah, the Witch King gets a few cards, but not Kamul. Poor guy. He's the one with a name, and he doesn't get his own card. All right, so now we're going to move on to some scenes. So that was a big thing with this Lord of the Rings set was the scenes that they that they had, and then they break them up, or a bunch of cards go together to form a scene. There was like a big one that was like 16 cards, I think. Do you think it'll affect the price on the original Nazgul? Man, I have no idea. I'm so new to this game still. I don't know. Maybe because there'll be more Nazgul cards now. So like the fact that there's more, but then there's more for people to collect. So I don't know. That's a good question. Twosies. This channel fills the void of not having friends interested in any of this. Oh man. Yes. That's why all my friends are online friends because none of my friends around me care enough about this. All right, so let's look at these. Oh, the One Ring. I found all the Nazgul? Yes, I have all the Nazgul. Yeah. Actually, like I'll have to go back and look, but I'm pretty close. Like I think I'm within striking distance of finishing the set, except I don't have any of the special ring cards. Not even like this, like I had no illusions of getting a serialized ring, but like the was hoping to get like one of the 7,000 dwarf rings that they had, but I did not. All right, so you can see this is broken up into 6 cards. We've got Anduril, Narsil Reforged, Aragorn Hornburg Hero, Legolas's Quick Reflexes, Gimli's Reckless Might, which I love the title of that. That's pretty awesome. Isengard Unleashed, and Rohirrim Chargers. Now, for those of you curious, if you've been playing, if you're not familiar, like you can have, from my understanding, like you can put on the battlefield, like you can actually play only one of a legendary creature. So, like, it wouldn't make much sense to have, 2 Gimlis in the same deck. But if they're different kinds of Gimlis, or in this case, Aragorn, you could play both of them. So, like, there's I can't remember any of the titles of Aragorn now, but this one is Hornburg Hero, which is not the same as other ones. So you could technically have multiple Aragorns. The next one, this might be my favorite one of the set. Actually, no. No, the upcoming Gandalf one is my favorite. This might be my second favorite of the scenes. So this is the Might of Galadriel. And I saw some folks wondering online, like what this could be depicting, because the others, we've got Helm's Deep, Pelennor Fields, and Siege of Minas Tirith are very obviously, famous scenes from Lord of the Rings, and this is one that a lot of people might not recognize. But I'm pretty sure what we're seeing here is Galadriel repelling attacks on Lothlorien from Dol Guldur, which we learn about, I believe it's in the appendices, where we learn that Galadriel and the Elves of Lorien 3 times, or thrice, if you prefer, repelled the forces of Dol Guldur attempting to invade Lorien. Yeah, so I think that's what we're seeing here, which is pretty legit. All right. We got Arboreal Alliance. Oh, we've got Ents back here. That's interesting. That's kind of cool. I don't think, it doesn't say anything about Ents being there, but it makes a cool addition to the card. And then Galadriel Light of Valinor, which is an awesome title for this card. Light of Valinor. Rally the Galathrim. And I realized looking through these, I'm going to have to expand my magic vocabulary, because conspire, thankfully it tells you what to do. But yeah, there's some new terminology that I wasn't familiar with. Galadriel's Dismissal. Mists of Lorien. So if you remember also from the appendices, in when it talks about Eorl riding to the aid of Gondor, Galadriel sends a mist out from Lorien to shield them from the unfriendly eyes of Dol Guldur, so that they can pass by Dol Guldur safely. So that's kind of cool that they included the mist power. And then we have Galathrim Brigade. Oh, and then we have that great quote from Legolas. They have no need to ride to war. War already marches on their own lands. Talking about the war in the north. Here we go. This is my favorite one. Gandalf in the Pelennor Fields. Just soak it in. I love it. Artist Matt Stewart. Shout out to all the artists, by the way. The artists for this game have been flipping amazing. Yeah, it's incredible. And Matt, you've seen his art in my videos. So special shout out to Matt. I've conversed with him a little bit, and yeah, he lets me use his art in the videos, which is cool. So we've got right off the bat, we get Gandalf's Valinor name, Olorin. Olorin Searing Light, or as the Prancing Pony guys like to call it, his magic flashlight, I think is what Alan likes to say. Sorceress Squall. Ramas Ekor, Ancient Shield. So that's the wall that protects Gondor. Minas Tirith is the Ramas Ekor. The book fans will recognize that one. Ethan, the game is called Magic the Gathering. Tales from Middle Earth. The Lord of the Rings, Tales from Middle Earth. It's very long, but it's Magic. Magic the Gathering. Courageous Resolve. So we've got Mary here on the battlefield, pre-stabbing of the Witch King. Gandalf of the Secret Fire, which is another title. That and the Galadriel Light of Valinor. Those are two freaking perfect titles. I like it. Fell Beast's Shriek. So we got the dude. Oh, I like the horse. The horse even seems freaked out by the shriek. I like this guy covering his ears under the helmet. That's probably not very effective. Ooh, and then we've got the Witch King. Artist Campbell White. Made some really foreboding scene here for us. Call Forth the Tempest. Nazgul Battle Mace. So it's kind of focused on this. I like this Nazgul. The Fell Beast flapping its wings down looks pretty cool. Witch King Sky Scourge. That's a pretty cool name too. I'm not as blown away because it's not, directly something from like a title from the books, but Sky Scourge is still pretty cool. Mordor on the March. Fell Beast of Mordor. It took me a second to catch on to what was happening here, because it first zoomed out, I thought this was his eye, and then I realized there's his reins are going through there, but his eyeball's down here. They went with the more pterodactyl-like rendition, which I like. I think that's kind of cool. Minas Morgul Dark Fortress. So this is kind of them mustering their forces. And then we've got some psychedelic 70s posters. So if you guys aren't familiar, these look kind of out there, obviously. The story behind this is the Lord of the Rings, for those of you who don't know, it got really big in the United States around 60s, 70s. In that, kind of, especially in the hippie era and stuff. And obviously a lot of rock bands from that time were inspired by Lord of the Rings. So as a huge Led Zeppelin fan, I'm kind of digging these cards. The Dawn of a New Age one looks, I don't know, it looks a little odd to me, the expression on the face here and the hands. That one's a little so, but then we get this cool one of Gandalf the White. It's pretty cool. Oh, man. Do we really wanna talk okay. We wanna do that, Corey? Really? Okay, so here's the thing, Corey. I liked you guys until you shilled the show. So your definition of shill, of shilling the show, was me saying, "Hey, this looks like it might be good. We should give it a chance." Dude, get out of here with that crap, man. I've never held back from criticizing it, and it deserves a lot of criticism. That's why my review for it is an hour and 15 minutes long. Maybe you should check that out before you come in here spewing crap. All right. So back to the topic of discussion. Got Gandalf the White here. I have to say, if you really want to tick off your friends that you play Magic with, play a bunch of these cards because reading this from across the table is going to be a flippin' nightmare. I can barely read this when I'm sitting here enjoying it, like they're really cool looking, but if you don't know the cards very well, I don't know, it'd be kind of a pain to get the information that you need. The Watcher in the Water. This is a pretty epic card though. For those of you who aren't familiar, you pretty much have to put this a counter on it, and each turn you basically it's like a ticking time bomb because you know once the your opponent, if your opponent has this, you know that once 9 turns are up, this huge 9/9 monster is coming after you. So in the meantime, I've done it a couple times to my son where he's gotten the Watcher in the Water, but before he can get it to where it can actually attack me, I destroy it with something. So there you go. Hugh the Entwood. This one's kind of different. Like the Ent. It's kind of like I don't know. He looks like mildly annoyed. Like, oh, you jerk. This is probably my favorite of these styles because this actually looks less like a psychedelic rock poster and more like a movie poster, like a 70s movie poster. Plus, I really like this card. It can't be countered, and it lets you basically get a bunch of creatures on your battlefield. So there's been a few times one of my favorite decks that I play is black green, and it's pretty heavy on Ents. I've got the Fangorn card in there, Quick Beam. I can't even think of the other ones. Old Man Willow's in there, I think. Is it Old Man Willow? I think. But yeah, busting this guy out. It costs a lot of mana to cast, 8 total. But you bust this guy out, you get to bring a lot of creatures onto the battlefield, and it can, like one might expect, bringing out Last March the Ents can turn the tide of the battle. Here we've got Radagast the Brown. No doubt sitting in Roscabel. Oh, that's a good question. Favorite Gandalf staff? Hmm. Man, I debate between the one that has the the Gandalf the White staff. I think just looks really slick, but then the one that has the pipe that goes into it, I don't know. That just feels very Gandalf to me, quintessential Gandalf, if you will. You've got Aragorn the Uniter. This one's actually one of the more legible ones. Some of them get nuts. Like I think, yeah, here we go. This is pretty cool looking, though, I have to say. Saruman of many colors. Dead Helvete. How many of these 70s inspired cards are there? I love them. I believe I read there are 20 total. And that there's like regular editions like this, but then there's also going to be serialized, which are, I think, limited to 100. So the whole craziness of, people searching for, well, obviously the one of one ring was the big one, but there was one of 300. Yeah, one of 300 serialized for the elven rings, one of 700 for the dwarf, and one of 900 for men. So these are much more rare than any of those. Yeah. Red King, I totally agree. They're definitely more for collecting. Yeah. Here we go. This one was released a while back, but Sauron the Dark Lord. Yeah. The One Ring. I'm guessing that's Justin. That's probably Justin. The borderless art cards are only in collector boosters. Correct. Yeah, these ones you can only find in the collector boosters. This one's not too bad to read, but on the regular card, it's broken up well. The information's broken up well, and then this one you have to look in all four corners to see what the mana cost is to cast it. So they're crazy cool looking, but they're not the most practical for relaying information. And then you have Tom Bombadil, possibly the most psychedelic of all. Andrew V says his favorite is Gandalf, Friend of the Shire. But which version though? Because there's a couple different ones. And here we have, sorry for the resolution on this one. This one was kind of rough. This is the One Ring. So this will be one that people will be going nuts over because it's been very popular to play. You've got the mana value right here in the middle for Eye of Sauron. Oh, I didn't notice this before, but we've got the 9 ring wraiths along the sides and Gollum right here reaching out for it. That's pretty cool. Mount Doom. Here we go. That's not bad. I could play this one. Or could I? I don't see the mana value. What's it cost to play it? I don't see it anywhere. Shoot! Just when I thought I had figured one out. Oh, it's a legendary land. It's a land. Okay. So you just play it. Were there only 8? No, I think there was 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. There's 9. This one's up here. He's up here. He's kind of hiding behind the O. All right. Here's the ones that I'm probably most pumped about all of them. There's going to be 20 of these total, but these are the ones using the art of the iconic, the incredible Brothers Hildebrandt. Now, for those of you, I think most of you guys probably know who that is, but very, very classic Tolkien artists. Did a lot of calendars back in 70s, 80s, I want to say. They've done a lot of Tolkien calendars over the years. So first up, we've got Shelob, whose lair is death. That's pretty legit. I like that art. Pact of Negation. So this is one that I actually revealed in a YouTube short. And fun fact about Pact of Negation here. There is a clip. If you search for Stephen Colbert Balrog, there's a clip from his old show on Comedy Central, like that was back when I was in college, where he calls out a CNN report where they used an image of the Balrog from the Tolkien calendar when they were doing a story about like Satan worship or something. So the Balrog face is what they used to represent Satan. And Colbert realized it and called him out on his show, which is hilarious. So yeah, that's an additional fun fact for you behind this particular art piece. Jess, thanks so much for the super chat. First super chat of the night. Thank you. The McMenamins Hotel in Forest Grove, Oregon has a Tolkien room and secret tunnels with a couple of Lord of the Rings quotes. That's interesting. I'm going to Google it. McMenamins. I'll look that up. Let's see. All right. We've also got Abysmal Persecutor, which has been on the... So the collector boosters this time around have Hildebrandt art on them. And the Abysmal Persecutor, this one right here, is on there. And then we have Seasons Past, which finds Gandalf coming to meet Bilbo. I just realized, like, this is very much more like the dinosaur approach to the Fell Beast. I like how much it's quite a bit smaller. Like some of these older illustrations are a lot smaller. Sorry, I didn't realize I left that super chat up. Thanks again, Jess, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, they a lot of the older art, the Fell Beasts are a lot smaller than what we see like in the movies and stuff. And then we have Sylvan Tudor, Gimli and Legolas. Oh, Jess corrects it. If anybody's wanting to look it up, it's McMenamins without an A in the Mick. Thank you for the correction and the super chat. You didn't have to super chat to correct us there, but I appreciate it. Ethan, can I do a shout out at all? I don't know what that means, but yeah, shout out somebody. Drop them in the comments. Who do you want to shout out? Or do you want me to shout out you? Shout out to Evan. Or are you shouting out somebody? I don't know. All right. So I like this. We've got Legolas has got, some hair going. It's not quite mullet Legolas from the 70s books, but pretty significant. Pretty significant head of hair there. All right, and then this is Rampant Growth, which is a promo card. So I think this they said it's like a store giveaway. Yeah, Ethan says, "Can you shout out me?" Yes. Ethan, Shout out to Ethan Dykema, who's a channel member. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, my friend. You have been shouted out. Shout out to Ethan. Man, yeah, more hotels should have Tolkien themed rooms, I think. So this card, Rampant Growth, is a promo card, so you can get this at like your local stores. I'm guessing if you buy some product, usually that's how that works. Like if you buy a collector booster or something. I'm sure more information will come out about that. Maybe you find out through your store or something. But the flavor text here, all through the winter, Sam remained as patient as he could. Spring surpassed his wildest hopes. So I'm pretty confident that this comes at the end of Return of the King after the scouring of the Shire, and Sam uses the soil from Lorien to like as he replants trees all over the Shire. And so this is when, it mentions the next spring that, things grew beyond Sam's wildest hopes. So this might be the replacement for the party tree, perhaps. I like how it's over the course of like months, and I like how Sam's oh my gosh, makes it look like it happened very, very suddenly. Like I think he might be a little freaked out by this. Ah. All right. Well, I think that's it for the cards. Second Breakfast Club just hopped in. Did I miss any info about the new game? There's not really a whole lot of info about the new game. Yeah. I think it's wild speculation at this point, but it seems like it should be a pretty chill time hanging out in the Shire from the looks of it. All right, so we have one more thing that I thought folks here might be interested in, and that is that it was announced here in the last couple days that Amazon Prime will now be ad supported. So we've got some time, obviously, but if we're doing watch parties again for Rings of Power season 2, that begs the question: do I do the ad free, or do we do the ad? What if we get different duration of ads? It can be kind of messy, Thankfully, like it's $3 a month to get rid of ads, which I guess isn't bad compared to other things, other streaming services that I've looked into and everything. Like Peacock, I know, has quite a big difference, I think, between ads. So yeah, I think what I'm leaning toward right now is I'll probably upgrade for those couple months that the show is on for the watch parties, and then if folks are watching with the ad supported, then they can pause the stream. I'm thinking just pause it and then press play again when the show comes back on. Yeah. Yeah, in the grand scheme, like three isn't bad compared to other streaming, but it is kind of, you're already paying quite a bit for Prime as it is. Like I saw some folks saying, oh, they should have made a lower tier to be ad supported and then just kept the ad free for the existing price. But Yeah. Actually, I'm not surprised that a lot of these streamers are doing this. Just $3 in this economy. Tell me about it, right? Um, yeah, I think a lot of streamers are doing this though because it's just not a profitable model to do this streaming thing without ads. Like we went into this whole streaming era, whereas before, with broadcast TV, you have commercial breaks and everything. You have syndication and all these ways that the show continues to make money for the studio and everything. And now that's not the case. You just have it on your own platform, and I'll never financially recover from this. Oh man. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like I've gotten kind of fascinated in this whole streaming thing because you look at a studio like Amazon that pays like $1 billion to do a Lord of the Rings show, and unless they get a lot of people signing up, it's like, how are they making a profit off that? Because especially since they're not doing merch right now. That might change. Be nice if it did. I would be pretty pumped to get a Two Trees dagger because I think that's a pretty legit design. I really like it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Ethan, I get this like at least once a stream. That's funny. What does your hat say? It says Nerd of the Rings in Dwarvish. It's actually available on my merch store. I think it's showing as out of stock right now, but I need to look into that. I should be able to fix that over the weekend here. Scooter DTX, that's a good question. How many streaming subscribers sign up for just a few months and rotate to other services? That's a good point. Yeah. There's a few that I've just signed up because a movie comes out or something, that I didn't see in theaters. And so it's like, okay, I'll pay $15 for a movie I really want to see, and then I can catch up on the movies I was so on that I didn't want to pay the streaming cost for. And then I catch up and then I cancel it. I do that a lot. I think just about the only one that we have all the time is Disney Plus because we have kids, and yeah, it's pretty nice to have Disney Plus with the kids. Gotta watch Bluey, by golly. Gotta watch Bluey. All right. Well, hit me up with any questions you guys have. Otherwise, we'll start to wrap this puppy up. A couple more points. We do have an unexpected soundscape. I wanted to shout out to Jordan of an unexpected soundscape. His Kickstarter just went live today, and I haven't checked to see how it's doing. Let's pull it up. Let's pull up Jordan's soundscape. All right. Give me just a minute here. Jess, thanks so much for the subscription. There we go. Jess just gave me $3. So for the first 4 episodes at least of Rings of Power season 2, we'll be able to do ad-free on our watch parties. Thanks to Jess. All right, let's pull up the soundscape here. And maybe mods, if we could get get a link. We could share the link. So this just went live today. And they're Jordan's at 28% funded. So for those of you who are not familiar, what Jordan did here, he's made it so that you can put on this soundscape and either read the books yourself, or it times perfectly with the Andy Serkis audiobooks. So if you play both of them at the same time, it'll match perfectly. And it's like this ongoing, like just the atmospheric, there's a score to it that doesn't get too overpowering, which is nice. But then there's all this ambient noise. So like if you're in the Shire, it's like, these natural sounds. And if you're in Moria or something, he goes and records like what it sounds like in a cave and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm sure Jordan could pitch this a lot better than me. But yeah, he did Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, Return of the King. Went over, like his Kickstarter got met and overfunded. They surpassed the goal. So now he's back with this, which is for the Silmarillion and the Hobbit, which is awesome. And he actually has stretch goals this time. He's got some pretty cool add-ons. Like you could get the like a wooden USB. But the stretch goals, guys, if he ends up going through the stretch goals, he's going to finish off all of Tolkien's Middle-earth stuff. Beren and Luthien, Fall of Gondolin, Children of Hurin, Fall of Numenor, Unfinished Tales. And if he hits the last stretch goal, he's actually going to go to New Zealand to record ambience. So he'll get live sounds from New Zealand itself. And then there's a bunch of different tiers that you can support. There's actually a tier where he and I will do a guided tour through like 2 chapters of The Lord of the Rings and talk about the score and significant moments in the books. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. There we go. Ooh, this is a great question. All right. You guys have to leave a like before I disclose anything here. I'm going to tease something. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you outright. Fingers tighten. Supporter of the channel, thank you very much for your support. Are you doing anything special for the 1 million subs stream? A Hobbit hole live in New Zealand. Special guests Brian Sibley, John Rhys-Davies, and Jed Brophy. That would be a fun group to get together, for one thing. It'd be very, very fun to hang out in New Zealand. So I'm not going to tell you who. I will tell you that I have a couple interviews coming up in October that I am extremely pumped about. One is film related, and one is not film related. And I'm trying to, I don't know how much I should tell you guys because they're not recorded yet. I don't like to tease things before they're recorded, but we've got a couple. The only other thing I'll say is if you look closely at the bookshelf, there's a clue back there. That's all I'm going to say to the second one. So you'll know when you know. All my mods saying don't tell. Hey, there's Jordan. I was shouting him out, saying nice things about him, and he wasn't even here. That figures. All right, guys. Well, with that, I think we will wrap it up. Have a happy Hobbit day. Oh, one last thing. I will say, I did appreciate. So I saw on Twitter where New Line shared a clip of Merry and Pippin setting off the firework and said "Happy Hobbit Day," which I liked. And then somebody sent me this where they got a Celebrate Hobbit Day from Warner Brothers Home Entertainment email thing today. That's always nice. I've always been kind of surprised. I've never really seen the Lord of the Rings on Prime account posting for special days like this, which is odd. Like I feel like that's an easy thing to do. Shouldn't be that hard. They have hobbits in their show. Post about hobbits, say Happy Hobbit Day. It's like a layup, guys. Just do it. Ethan has a question. What if Gandalf took the ring? Dude, yeah. Look at my video. I have like a 20-minute video covering that very thing that I went super nerdy on, by the way, calculating like travel times and all the divergent things. Basically, if Gandalf takes the ring, it does not end well. We'll say that. Tolkien himself said that Gandalf would have been actually worse than Sauron if he got the ring, if he claimed it for his own. Fingers Titan wants to know, what if Smaug ate Bilbo? Then it would not be a very good children's book, I'd say. Probably would not have been as popular. Is that the answer you're looking for? Are you looking for like, oh, would he control the ring because it was in his stomach? I'm gonna go through the implications of the digestive tract. Is that where you're wanting to take this? Oh man. Ooh, Treebeard. What if Treebeard got the ring? That's a good one. I still need to do a what if they took the Eagles to Mordor thing. I have some things to prove with that one. All right, guys. Well, it's been a fun short-ish stream. Thanks so much for 975,000 subs. That is insane. Absolutely insane. I say this every time, but man, that is beyond my wildest dreams for this channel. Thank you so much to everybody for subscribing. It's been crazy. We're already up to 980,000 right now. So yeah, less than 20,000 to go. I'm definitely going to have some fun giveaways on the million stream. So let me know in the chat. Okay, let's go for a few minutes here. Let me know in the chat, what kind of prizes, what kind of giveaways should I have on the million subscriber stream? Hopefully, I don't know, hopefully in a couple months. Oh man, it's getting real, guys. It's getting real. 1 million subs YouTube award. You hand out a bunch of million gold plaques. Ooh, there we go. Jordan said send a Soundscape USB to give away. There we go. We've got one. There's one prize. Maybe some new Hobbit illustrated editions. A personal trip to New Zealand. Copy of Brian Sibley's latest book. That's a good one. Fallen Numenor. Wheatbix, hopefully your internet connection is good for that stream. Yeah, so my computer was connected to Wi-Fi for some reason, and our Wi-Fi's been been solid since, though. Magic the Gathering card packs. That's not bad. Codes for new games. We'll have to see. Oh, someone asked earlier when the Return to Moria game was coming out. That's coming out in October, they announced. So that's next month, guys. We're gonna have a new game. We'll have some gaming streams. It's been a while. Can you get Wētā to send you a Galadriel dagger, just one of the spare ones they have around? I'll have to ask. Wonder if maybe they would. Maybe they do have spare ones laying around. I do really love that dagger, though. That is a flippin' sweet dagger. Nerd of the Rings merch. Why have I never given away merch? Wow. That is a great idea that I have never thought about, and I feel pretty stupid. The One Ring asks, have you played the Gollum game since the update? Did they actually update it? I haven't. I am sorry, guys. I had all the intentions in the world of doing streams and finishing that game, and I couldn't do it. It was just too much of a slog. Yes. Yeah, I could give away some hats. I do have an Elvish hat in the works too. So keep an eye out for that. Definitely by the time we've got 1 million, I'll have some Elvish ones. Oh, this is a great one. The One of One ring from Post Malone. Yeah, I'll snatch that right up, I'm sure. Just to smooth $3 million. I don't think he would sell it. I don't think he doesn't need to sell it. He's not going to sell it. If I had $3 million, I would not spend it on a card. Oh, man. I can't even imagine. Can you imagine having that much money to just be like, yeah, here's a cool 2.5 mil. I'll buy this card. Oh my gosh. When you had the Oxenmoot stream, we all found out that they had too many first editions donated that they had to throw them out. Who got first editions of The Hobbit donated? Because that'd be pretty pricey. Can you imagine throwing out first editions? Ooh. Oh, is the library? Wow. That's wild. Yeah, I think Sean did say that, but I tune out half of what Sean says because he's trashing Tom Bombadil all the time. So I'm just like, whatever, Sean. You should get Stephen Colbert. That would be a really fun one, actually. To chat with Stephen Colbert for like half an hour or whatever, and just nerd out about Lord of the Rings and Tolkien. That'd be a really fun one. I doubt that I could. I doubt that I could get him on, but it would be a fun one for sure. All right, guys. Well, with that, we're going to wrap up. Thanks so much for joining tonight as we looked at some Magic cards. We talked about some video games. Yeah, nice little small hangout session. We'll see when this million happens, and we'll have some big giveaways and stuff for that one. In the meantime, we'll see. Well, I'm curious to see what the timing. I'm sure we'll have some Return to Moria gaming streams before we get to the million. Unless the channel just goes nuts over the next month. But in the meantime, keep a lookout. I promise you will not want to miss. There are 2 interviews coming up in October. And as if you are a Tolkien fan and you are a fan of the Peter Jackson films, you won't want to miss either one of them. So make sure you are subscribed and make sure you have that notification bell on, because you'll want to be there for those for sure. All right, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for subscribing here on Nerd of the Rings. Have a great rest of your Hobbit day. Go read some Tolkien. Go, I don't know, do whatever Hobbity thing you feel like doing. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Take a little trip in Middle Earth, and enjoy the rest of your Hobbit day. And we'll see you next time on Nerd of the Rings.